Swedes have a reputation for building very safe cars, but it doesn't mean that the people behind the wheel are any safer than the rest of us. So, Swedish police have exactly the same problem as their colleagues throughout the rest of Europe. How do you stop a speeding car that simply refuses to pull over? Well, today I'm a guinea pig in a rather remarkable demonstration, because this car has been fitted with an invention that gives the police behind me some extraordinary powers. Watch what happens. I've offered to play the part of the villain so the police can show what they can do to stop me.
Ja, jag skickar stoppkod på den.
Okay, well, a message has popped up. The car will stop in 30 seconds. 20. 10. 3, 2, 1. And the engine's cut. I've lost power to the accelerator. The brake still works. But all I can do now is roll to a gentle stop. Well, I have to say, that's a very weird experience. Good job, boys.
Hej då. Hej då.
Let me explain. Behind the glove compartment is a small computer with a unique number burnt into its memory. Now, once the police have radioed details of my license plate to headquarters, they send a message directly to the car. Now, this works rather like a message pager, but rather than the message telling me to call the office, it tells the computer to cut the ignition and stop the engine dead. Now, that sounds scary enough. But this control system is just the start of a possible revolution in the way that we'll be driving our cars in the next century. Have a look at this. It's an electronic driving license. All sorts of my personal details are stored on this smart card, and it takes the place of the ignition key. And without this, the car won't start. Now, that makes for a very good security system. You can't hotwire this car because only the correct electronic signals will start it. And more importantly, if the courts have taken your driving license away, there's no way that you can drive it. It's clever stuff. And the person behind this whole system is Dr. Fred Goldberg. Hello, Fred.
Hello.
Now, you've been involved in campaigns against dangerous driving for some years now. How did that start?
Well, it started when our 22-year-old daughter was killed by a driver who did not have a valid driving license.
That's awful. What did you do?
Well, I got very upset and started to think, how do you stop villains like this from having access to cars? And then I came up with the idea that if your driving license is also the ignition key to the car, it might work.
Dr. Goldberg also wants to stop drunken drivers. This works just like breathalyzers already used in Britain, except, as you can see, it's attached to the car's ignition. Now, how would this work in practice?
A person convicted for drink driving, he will get his driving license back, but it will have a special program in the chip that requires a breathalyzer in the car in order to start it.
Okay.
So when you insert your license, you get a message on the dashboard saying, please take an alco test, and then you can blow. And if you are sober, the ignition automatically turns on.
All right, well, let's give it a go.
We have to wait about 30 seconds. Many people who get caught for drink driving, they get caught the morning after the party, not having sobered up enough after the night.
And they think they're okay and they get in the car and drive.
So it's very tricky.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've passed. If the reverse had happened and I was over the limit, then the ignition just wouldn't switch on. That's very good. New credit card style licenses are already planned by the European Commission for the next year or so, and Dr. Goldberg has persuaded them to make those new licenses compatible with his system. That means his smart license could be used across the whole of Europe, including Britain. Up until now, we've pretty much taken our right to drive how and when we like for granted. The electronic license will totally change all that. Now, like me, you might find this amount of state control slightly worrying. But the way Dr. Goldberg sees it is just a more sophisticated and effective way of enforcing existing laws and preventing other families from suffering the sort of tragedy that he's been through. If he wins the argument, in a few years' time we may find ourselves living in a world where dangerous drivers are a vanishing breed.